Every man has experienced this moment. He sees a woman across the room, and before he even knows her name, something about her pulls his attention. It's not magic, it's psychology. Before anyone knows your name, before you say a single word, people already begin forming an impression of you. And this impression isn't formed through logic, it's emotional. We often believe attraction is built on what we say, how we look, or how much charm we can project. But that's only part of the picture. The truth is, the first few seconds of any encounter are guided by an emotional response that happens beneath the surface of consciousness. A man, when he first sees you, doesn't sit there and analyze your features, your outfit, or your social cues in a checklist-style evaluation. Instead, his mind and body react to the energy you carry. This energy is an invisible force that communicates how you feel about yourself, how grounded you are, and whether your presence brings comfort or tension to the space around you. That's why some people can enter a room without saying anything, and yet everyone feels their presence. It's not because they're louder or more physically attractive. It's because they exude emotional balance. You can feel it in the way they move, the ease in their expression, and the calm in their body language. A woman who feels centered within herself sends a powerful signal that says, "I'm not trying to be chosen. I already choose myself." That emotional vibration, subtle as it may be, has a profound effect on men. It triggers curiosity, respect, and intrigue. It makes them want to know more about who you are, not just what you look like. Think about how many times you've met someone who was outwardly attractive, but left you feeling uneasy, compared to someone whose energy was gentle, confident, and authentic. You might not even remember what the second person looked like, but you remember how they made you feel. This is the foundation of emotional attraction. Men are wired to respond to cues of safety, warmth, and confidence. These are not superficial traits. They are emotional states that reveal themselves through small, subconscious details. Your tone of voice, your breathing, the pace at which you move, and even the space you take up all contribute to the emotional atmosphere you create. The beauty of this is that it doesn't require you to change who you are. It simply requires awareness. When you become aware of your internal state, you begin to influence the way people experience you. If you walk into a room filled with self-doubt, others feel it. If you enter with calm assurance, others feel that too. The mind follows emotion, and so does attraction. When a man senses that you are emotionally stable and secure, it tells him something deeper about you, that you are not looking for someone to complete you, but someone to complement you. This instantly separates you from the majority of people who move through life seeking external validation. Men notice confidence that doesn't have to announce itself. It's in the small things, the way you hold your head, how you make eye contact without forcing it, how you seem at ease even when no one's paying attention. This natural composure draws people in because it represents something rare, emotional freedom. It tells the world that you know your value and that you aren't desperate to prove it. Men subconsciously respect and are drawn to women who feel emotionally whole because it signals emotional maturity, and that is what sustains attraction beyond the surface level. So before you worry about saying the perfect thing or wearing the right outfit, focus on your inner state. Ask yourself, what energy am I bringing into this space? Do I feel calm, secure, and open, or do I feel anxious and closed off? The answer to that question will determine the impression you leave before you even open your mouth. Emotional energy is contagious. It sets the tone for how others respond to you. When you carry yourself with quiet strength, when your presence says, "I'm enough," you become magnetic without trying. That is the secret power behind every unforgettable first impression. Long before a word is spoken, your body language begins telling your story. Every gesture, posture, and movement sends a message about who you are and how you feel about yourself. People, especially men, are incredibly perceptive to these unspoken cues, even when they don't realize it. It's instinctual. Human beings have evolved to read faces, eyes, and movements to determine safety, confidence, and intent. When a man sees you for the first time, he's not consciously analyzing you. His subconscious is observing how you occupy space, how you move through it, and whether your presence feels grounded or uncertain. That is why body language is such a powerful form of silent communication. It reveals truths that words often try to hide. Your posture is one of the first things that catches attention. When you stand tall, shoulders back, and chin slightly lifted, it sends a signal of confidence and openness. It shows that you are comfortable in your own skin and that you belong wherever you are. Contrast that with slouched shoulders or a closed posture, arms crossed, eyes down, movements small and hesitant. Those physical signs often communicate insecurity or fear, even if that's not how you actually feel inside. The body often betrays the emotions we're trying to suppress. That's why awareness of your body language is so vital. It can either reinforce your inner confidence or contradict it entirely. Eye contact is another incredibly powerful communicator. Holding someone's gaze, not in an intense or intimidating way, but in a grounded, gentle way, creates connection and trust. It tells the other person, I see you, and I'm not afraid to be seen. That simple act of looking someone in the eye carries confidence, authenticity, and courage. Men notice this instantly. They sense when a woman's eyes carry warmth and sincerity versus when her gaze feels guarded or avoidant. Eye contact isn't just about attraction. It's about emotional honesty. It reveals that you're present in the moment and not hiding behind a mask of insecurity or pretense. Even the smallest gestures can influence how others perceive you. The way you touch your hair, move your hands while talking, or walk into a room all contribute to the overall message your body sends. Movements that are fluid and relaxed communicate ease. Quick, jerky, or overly self-conscious movements often indicate nervousness. A man doesn't consciously think, she's confident because she moved her hand that way, but he feels it. Your movements are the physical expression of your mental state. When your body is relaxed, it tells the world you are at peace within yourself. Your facial expressions matter just as much. A genuine smile can transform the atmosphere around you. It signals warmth, friendliness, and approachability. It's an open invitation that says, you can come closer. On the other hand, a forced smile or overly guarded expression creates distance. Men may not be able to articulate why they feel drawn to one person and not another, but it's often because one expression felt real and the other didn't. Authentic expressions make you relatable, while artificial ones create emotional barriers. People crave genuine emotion because it's rare and refreshing in a world full of performance. Confidence in body language is not about trying to appear perfect or seductive. It's about alignment between your inner and outer world. When your body language matches your emotions, you appear congruent. And that consistency is attractive. Men pick up on that congruence immediately. It signals stability and trustworthiness. If your body says one thing and your words say another, it creates confusion and weakens the connection. But when your presence radiates calm strength and your gestures flow naturally, it builds an unspoken trust. You don't have to force confidence through exaggerated poses or fake smiles. True confidence is quiet. It's in the steadiness of your movements, the calmness of your voice, and the softness of your gaze. It's in how you carry yourself when no one is watching. Every time you walk into a room, your body begins the conversation before your mouth does. When your body language speaks the truth of self-assurance, you don't need to perform. You simply exist in your authenticity. And that silent strength is what makes a man notice you, long before he knows your name. Energy is one of the most powerful yet invisible forms of communication you possess. It's what people feel before they understand who you are. You've probably experienced moments when someone entered a room, and you immediately felt drawn to them without knowing why. They didn't have to speak or even make direct eye contact. Their presence just felt magnetic. That's the impact of energy. It's not mystical or complicated. It's emotional awareness made visible through behavior, tone, and presence. Men, in particular, are instinctively sensitive to this kind of energy. Even if they can't describe it, they sense when a woman's energy feels open, calm, and grounded, and when it feels tense, guarded, or chaotic. This emotional vibration determines how safe and connected they feel in your presence. Your energy is shaped by what's happening inside you. If you're anxious, insecure, or seeking validation, that energy leaks out in subtle ways. Maybe your smile doesn't reach your eyes, or your words sound polite but lack warmth. You might seem distracted, restless, or hesitant. On the surface, you could be saying all the right things, but something underneath feels off. On the other hand, when you're at peace with yourself, when you know who you are and you're not desperate for approval, your energy becomes steady and magnetic. You don't have to try to impress anyone. Your calm confidence does it for you. Men are deeply drawn to this type of energy because it communicates emotional security. It tells them they're in the presence of someone who is strong, but also emotionally safe to be around. This doesn't mean you have to be cheerful all the time or fake positivity. True energy isn't about constant enthusiasm. It's about emotional balance. It's about showing up as your real self, comfortable with your emotions, not controlled by them. When you can smile because you genuinely feel joy, or stay calm even when things don't go as planned, you project resilience. That steadiness is rare and captivating. It tells others that your sense of peace isn't dependent on external circumstances. When a man senses that you have that emotional grounding, he naturally feels more relaxed around you. He doesn't have to perform or impress, he can simply be himself. That's when authentic connection begins. Energy also affects how approachable you seem. A woman whose energy is open and kind invites conversation without needing to say a word. Her posture, facial expression, and tone signal that she's present and interested in the moment. But when someone's energy feels closed, when she's tense, distracted, or defensive, it creates an invisible wall that keeps others at a distance. This is why you might notice that confident women often attract attention effortlessly. It's not because they're the loudest or most outgoing. It's because their energy feels light and welcoming. People naturally want to be around those who make them feel at ease. Your energy is also influenced by your self-talk. The way you think about yourself shapes the energy you emit. If your inner voice is harsh or self-critical, it creates tension that others can feel. But if your inner dialogue is kind, encouraging, and accepting, that warmth radiates outward. When you treat yourself with compassion, you unconsciously extend that same energy to others. Men can sense when a woman likes herself, when she respects her own boundaries, celebrates her strengths, and accepts her flaws. That self-acceptance radiates as confidence, and it's one of the most powerful attractors there is. The beauty of energy is that it doesn't depend on physical appearance, status, or words. It's an internal state that others feel instinctively. When your energy is calm and authentic, you stand out without even trying. You create a sense of harmony around you that draws people in and makes them want to stay. A man might not remember exactly what you said or what you wore, but he will remember how he felt in your presence. And if your energy made him feel peaceful, curious, or inspired, that impression will linger long after you've walked away. The right energy doesn't just catch attention. It creates a lasting emotional connection before a single word is spoken. The way you dress and present yourself is far more than a matter of fashion. It's a reflection of how much you value yourself. Style is often misunderstood as something shallow, something designed purely to attract attention or impress others. But when you look deeper, true style has nothing to do with seeking approval. It's about how you express your inner confidence and self, respect through the choices you make about your appearance. The clothes you wear, the way you carry them, and the details you choose all communicate the relationship you have with yourself. Men may not consciously analyze your outfit in detail, but they notice the energy behind it. They sense whether you've dressed to please others or to celebrate yourself. When you choose what to wear based on how it makes you feel, not just how it makes you look, your energy changes. You stand differently. You walk differently. You feel more at ease in your body because what you're wearing aligns with your authentic identity. It's not about the brand, the price tag, or following the latest trend. It's about choosing what represents you, what makes you feel both powerful and comfortable. A woman who dresses from a place of self-connection gives off a quiet kind of confidence. Men are drawn to that not because of the clothes themselves, but because they can sense that she feels good in her own skin. She radiates assurance, and that is magnetic. When your style comes from a place of insecurity or comparison, it often has the opposite effect. When you dress only to gain approval or attention, there's an underlying tension that shows. You might appear polished, but the energy behind it feels forced. You may constantly adjust your outfit, question how you look, or compare yourself to others. That self-doubt disrupts the natural flow of confidence that true beauty requires. Authentic attraction doesn't come from perfection. It comes from comfort within yourself. Men instinctively notice the difference between someone who's trying too hard and someone who simply feels good being themselves. Style is also a form of communication. It tells the world what you value, how you see yourself, and what kind of energy you bring into a room. When your appearance reflects self-respect, it sends a clear message: you take care of yourself, you have standards, and you value your presence. This doesn't mean you have to wear something expensive or glamorous. Even the simplest outfit can look powerful when worn with confidence. It's not about standing out through extravagance. It's about being aligned with who you are. Men notice when a woman's style feels authentic, when her look matches her personality and mood. That harmony between appearance and essence is deeply attractive because it reflects honesty. Your attention to detail also speaks volumes. When you show care in how you present yourself, it communicates that you value the moment and the people around you. It shows that you have a healthy level of self-awareness. But again, this care should come from self-love, not pressure. There's a big difference between dressing to be seen and dressing because you already see yourself. When you choose to look your best for your own sense of pride and joy, you move with ease. That effort doesn't feel heavy, it feels graceful. Men notice that grace. It's not loud, but it's powerful. What truly stands out is the authenticity behind your style. A woman who wears what makes her feel alive, who embraces her uniqueness instead of copying others, becomes memorable. There's something irresistible about someone who owns her look unapologetically. It shows she's not afraid to be seen as she really is. That's what catches attention and holds it. It's not about being the most beautiful woman in the room, it's about being the most real one. Style is not vanity, it's self-expression. It's one of the many ways you tell the world, I respect myself, and I'm proud of who I am. When a man sees that, he doesn't just notice the outfit. He notices the woman who wears it with confidence, grace, and authenticity. And that kind of self-assured presence speaks louder than any words ever could. The smallest details often reveal the most about a person. Before anyone knows your story or even hears your voice, they begin to read your micro-expressions, the fleeting, subtle changes in your face that happen in a fraction of a second. These tiny expressions are windows into your emotional world, and they tell more truth than words ever could. Men, even if they're not consciously aware of it, are deeply attuned to these signals. They notice your eyes when you smile, the warmth in your laughter, and how your face responds when something unexpected happens. These micro-expressions are powerful because they show authenticity. They can't be rehearsed or staged. They come directly from who you really are in that moment. When you smile genuinely, it's not just about the movement of your lips. It's about the way your eyes soften, the muscles around them crinkle, and your whole expression lights up. That kind of smile can disarm anyone. It communicates openness, trust, and joy. But when a smile is forced or performed, it doesn't carry the same emotional resonance. Men can feel that difference instinctively. They may not be able to explain it, but they know when something feels authentic versus when it feels put on. Authenticity is magnetic because it creates emotional safety. It tells others what you see is what you get. That kind of honesty is rare and deeply appealing. The same goes for your reactions in unplanned moments. The way you respond when someone interrupts you, when plans change unexpectedly, or when someone makes a mistake reveals the true quality of your character. Do you show patience, empathy, and composure? Or do you react with irritation or defensiveness? These micro moments speak volumes about your emotional intelligence. Men notice them even more than they realize because they're not just observing you, they're feeling you. A calm, kind response signals that you have control over your emotions, that you can handle situations with grace. That creates trust, and trust is the foundation of attraction. Your eyes are another powerful communicator. They reflect your emotions long before you speak. A steady gaze can show confidence, while a distant or darting one can signal uncertainty. Eyes reveal connection. They are the bridge between your inner and outer world. When your eyes express warmth, curiosity, and presence, you draw people in. They make others feel seen, and being seen is one of the deepest human desires. When a man feels that your attention is genuine, not as a performance, but as real interest, it creates an immediate emotional bond. It's not about staring or forcing intensity. It's about being truly present in the moment. Your micro-expressions also reveal how comfortable you are with yourself. A woman who accepts herself doesn't filter every emotion that crosses her face. She doesn't constantly monitor how she's being perceived. Her expressions flow naturally, and that flow is what makes her captivating. When you allow yourself to be authentic, to laugh freely, to look surprised, to show softness, you express humanity, not perfection. Men are drawn to that sense of ease because it signals emotional freedom. It tells them you're not hiding behind a mask or trying to be someone else. You're allowing yourself to be real. When someone tries to control every expression, it creates tension. A perfectly composed face can look beautiful but distant. It keeps people from connecting because it feels like there's a wall between them. Perfection creates admiration, but authenticity creates connection. And real connection always wins over temporary admiration. Men may be intrigued by appearances, but they fall for the person whose expressions reveal warmth, empathy, and joy. Those small moments, the quick smile after a compliment, the playful glance during a conversation, the genuine laughter at something silly are what stay in their minds. The beauty of micro-expressions lies in their honesty. You don't have to perfect them or force them. You just have to be present and open. When your emotions flow naturally, your face becomes a reflection of your truth. That truth makes you memorable, not because you're flawless, but because you're real. Every time you show genuine emotion, you're giving permission for others to do the same. That vulnerability is not weakness. It's your most powerful form of strength. It's what turns a passing glance into a lasting impression long before anyone even knows your name. Presence is one of the most powerful and misunderstood aspects of attraction. It isn't about being the loudest person in the room, wearing the brightest outfit, or commanding attention through performance. True presence comes from within. It's the calm yet magnetic energy that fills the space around you when you are fully grounded in yourself. People can sense when you're truly present, when your mind isn't racing, when you're not distracted by self-conscious thoughts, and when you're genuinely connected to the moment. A man, even before he knows your name, can feel the difference between someone who is just physically there and someone whose energy fully inhabits the space she's in. That depth of presence leaves an imprint that lingers long after you've left the room. Presence begins with self-awareness. When you are comfortable with yourself, you stop trying to prove your worth. You no longer need validation or reassurance to feel secure. That kind of inner peace radiates outward, creating a sense of ease that others can feel immediately. You move with purpose but without tension. You listen when others speak without waiting for your turn to talk. You respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. This awareness creates a quiet authority, a sense that you are in control of yourself, and therefore others can relax around you. That's what men find deeply appealing. Presence signals emotional maturity, and emotional maturity is far more attractive than mere physical beauty. The way you carry yourself contributes greatly to your presence. When you walk into a room, your body language tells a story about how you feel about yourself and the world. Do you walk with calm confidence, with a sense that you belong wherever you are? Or do you rush, shrink, or hesitate as though trying to take up less space? The energy behind your movements speaks louder than any words could. When your movements are intentional and unhurried, they convey self-trust. That unspoken confidence draws people in. It's not about arrogance or dominance. It's about assurance. You're not demanding attention, you're naturally commanding it by the way you show up. Presence also comes from your ability to connect deeply with others. When you give someone your full attention, when you truly listen, look them in the eyes, and make them feel understood, you create an emotional connection that is unforgettable. In a world where most people are half distracted, The gift of full attention is rare and precious. A man will notice this immediately. He'll feel seen in a way that few people make him feel. It's not about flirting or manipulation. It's about genuine connection. The kind of connection that comes from curiosity, empathy, and authenticity. When your focus is undivided, your presence becomes grounding for others. It makes them feel safe to open up and be real with you. Stillness is another key element of presence. You don't have to fill every silence with words or every pause with movement. There's strength in simply being still, when you can sit comfortably and quiet. When your body and energy communicate calm rather than restlessness, you exude emotional stability. Men notice this calm energy. It's soothing, almost magnetic. It shows that you're not easily shaken, that you know how to find peace within yourself. That kind of composure is powerful because it's rare. Most people move through life reacting to everything around them. Those who remain centered become anchors in any environment. The lasting power of presence is that it imprints on memory. People might forget what you said or what you wore, but they will never forget how they felt in your company. When your presence makes someone feel calm, valued, and seen, you become unforgettable. You don't have to try to impress. You simply have to be there fully, without distraction or pretension. That quiet confidence, that unspoken grace becomes your signature. It's what makes a man remember you not just for how you looked, but for the rare sense of peace and connection he felt when you were near. True presence doesn't fade when you leave. It lingers in the air like a gentle echo of your energy, reminding others that authenticity, not performance, is what leaves the deepest impression. What truly captivates someone isn't perfection, beauty, or charm. It's presence, authenticity, and energy. Men may notice your looks first, but what stays with them runs much deeper. They remember how your energy made them feel, how your confidence carried itself through your body language, and how your expressions revealed a genuine heart. They sense when your style reflects self-respect rather than approval-seeking, and when your calm, grounded presence speaks louder than any words. When you embody self-assurance, warmth, and emotional stability, you stop chasing attention and start attracting respect. You don't have to perform or impress. Your energy does the work for you. The secret isn't in changing yourself. It's in reconnecting with who you already are at your best. Confident, kind, and real. That's what draws people in. That's what makes a man notice you before he even knows your name. And more importantly, that's what makes him never forget you.